Then we see generate very strong regretfulness so that the karma becomes thinner. As much as we can generate regretfulness, then the karma becomes thinner. That much you see from the four limited power. What makes the karma thinner is the regretfulness stronger we can generate. Why generating regretfulness makes the karma thinner, purify? That is dependent arising. This is how it works. Dependent arising. So see, all these phenomena functions, they affect each other. We see dependent arising. You see. Like fire can burn, water can make things wet. However, all these things is dependent arising. So that similar how it works out externally, it works in our mind. Our positive thoughts. It has a different effect, or negative thoughts a different effect. So there's happiness and there's suffering, see, dependent arising. So the similar by reciting these names, how many just one time, and then so many eons of the karma get purified by reciting Vajrasattva mantra, how it works, purifying the karma. So the dependent arising, the Vajrasattva's compassion power, that achieved for us sentient beings. Vajrasattva is all the quality achieved for us sentient beings. And Untitled Buddha has so much power. Reciting name once, purify many eons. It's in the past when the Bodhisattva made so much prayer to be able to benefit like that for our sentient beings, so easy to purify the defilements in the karma. So when they achieve enlightenment, they achieve the Buddha's 10 power, one of the quality 10 powers. So there is power of prayer. So because we are having achieved 10 power of prayer, and then they say the name has all power. See, as they did so much prayer in the past when the Bodhisattva, so when they become enlightened, they achieve the power of prayer. So the name is all the power. So that's how when the sentient being recite, it has so much power to purify our defilements, cynic karma. So that we see. So every single quality what the Untitled Buddha has achieved, it's achieved for us. It's achieved for us sentient, no other reason, no other motivation. It's achieved only for us sentient beings. So we should take that advantage. So so this was Lama Disha explained how Untitled Buddha is so until the same name so much power. This is how Lama Disha explained. So to think purpose of my life is to there's numberless helpings. There's goes animals, sura, asura, human beings, and the mysterious beings. So that includes every single sentence. So in the sixth realm of suffering. So all unenlightened beings. See, has defilements. So those. So if we have been a source of all my past, present, future, all the happiness, realization, enlightenment, everything, and 100 goes or every one of them who are source of all my past, present, future, happiness, enlightenment, and every single animal from whom I receive all my past, present, future, happiness, enlightenment, and every single human beings from whom I receive all my past, present, future, happiness, enlightenment, and every single surah from whom I receive all my past, present, future, happiness, enlightenment, intimate state beings from whom I receive all my past, present, future, happiness, enlightenment. So therefore I must strive. So the was done. So therefore then I must achieve enlightenment. Therefore I need to exercise power. Therefore I need to purify the defilements. So now so now I think here that to make it even more effective, more powerful, then they say one need karma kill from 10 onwards. Actually, one need karma killing or taking life or sexual conduct or whatever. Just one. That's committed one. Just one need karma. So this, you see, has force. It produces four suffering result. This complete karma produces four suffering result. Rightness result, but then Lord, and then three other sufferings. Experiencing results with the force and creating results with the cause. Then possess the result to do the environment, place. That's all those suffering. That which is experienced in the human realm, when you're born as a human being, develop a good karma up to some time. But then you experience the creating results and the cause. You commit again the same karma as a result of the path. Then that complete karma produces another four suffering result. Then one of them is creating results from the cause. Then that completely karma produces another four suffering result. So like this goes on and on forever, no end. As long as we don't purify the need karma, that need karma, that one need karma, that result experience on and on forever. So as long as we don't purify that and abstain from it. So as long as we don't purify it, so the result becomes endless. The effect but endless. You see, now so that. So to make it really effective by powerful, then just one karma, use one example, one karma. So now there's so many committed one day, month, year, from birth, from beginnings, past lives. So see, so unimaginable. So therefore, see, even just one need karma, by thinking all this effect, endless effect, suffering, you can't stand, you can't stand to live a life, even 1 second without purifying. Can't stand without purifying it immediately, without delay even a second. See. So then, if you think all the karmas play in this month, year, from birth, then more and more unbearable. Then from beginning of past life, that is, so unbearable. There's no way to just relax without doing practice. There's no way, even a second, to relax without purifying. Practice purification, we see purifying all these without doing something. They purify the cause. For that. Anyway. So that it's pretty much, otherwise we'll be standing here all day long. Many months we'll be standing here. So anyway. Oh, so yeah, then then particular thing we should remember on top of this is we don't broke partial vows and told that the Buddhist vows which is so much heavier than the vows obviously not only this life in the past lives as well. So much heavier. See, so much this in the Prabhupada's commentary and fixation yoga. That was that the breaking Buddhist absolute vow is heavier than 1,000 times heavier. That breaking the Tanjiro, the Patimosul vow, then Tanjiro vows so heavier than breaking Buddhist absolute vow. Like that. So I think 1,000 times that's heavier than bring the Buddhist absolute vow. So things that. So anyway, so then told that is then pacify. Then when you do purification, the heaviest one is with Guru, negative karma collect with Guru. So they remember that about that. The practice from beginning is about even that, not just this line. So they say, and then and so this is a situation. Then we say, so this those hell realms, hot hell realms, those even one tiny fire spark of the hell, hotter, much more hot than all the human beings' fire energy. You see, that's great. It's great, extremely cool. Great pleasure. You see, so therefore, death can come. Death can come anytime. We see, even today, even this hour minute, it can come. So therefore, so that means I'll be there. I'll be there in those hell realms that expand by Buddha omniscient one with compassion for our sentient beings to save us from suffering, unbearable suffering with samsara, particularly the lower realm. So I can be there any minute. I can be there any minute, any second. See, the minute this breath stops, there is actualized. So therefore, I must purify right away, without delay in a second. Without delay in a second, must purify right away. Other, by normally explain the teachings, as because you have eaten poison, that's going to die. You see, you're going to so much pain, die. So you want to get it out as quick as possible. So therefore, then I'm going to. There's a prostration. Not just prostrating to only 35 Buddhas. No, you prostrate to all the Guru Buddha Sangha. All the Tenkai holy objects. And not just concentrating, not just only 35 Buddha, but reciting 35 Buddhas. You prostrate by reciting 35 Buddha's name. See? So more merit filled. Even it's one prostration, but you prostrate to numberless Buddhas. Say 1 billion Buddhas. 100 Buddha, 1 billion Buddha. So you see, you create a cause of enlightenment 1 billion times, and then the numberless Buddhas. So this was much more profitable. Is numberless time and sangha, numberless desire to by scriptures of the whole of justice. So prostrate everyone. So I'm not going to probably mention this more. Not going to mention this mind about the meditation that goes with the prostrations or the things. For those who heard before, then you do that, practice. So, so here basically, doing without the motivation for that. For this applies same when you do Vajrasattva meditation, you see. In daily life or retreat, any practice of purification, they can accept mention at the beginning like that, to make it really, really powerful. To get, it depends on the mind, you see, how much we can purify the karma. For that, the mind has to create, or mind has to, mind created karma, but mind can, strong like this thing can purify with so much, with a strong regret to see, like that, so, So this regret is only medicine to us. Probably in the Western psychology, anything that regret may be interpreted as negative, but here there's positive regret and negative, useful regret. There's a harmful regret and there's a beneficial regret. You see, one becomes medicine for our mind. The other one, if we regret to virtuous things, haven't done positive things. Other people doing positive things, if we regret, somebody become monk or nun, and then we regret. Oh, terrible. Say, sorry. Say, you feel so, you feel so regret, that somebody being or somebody doing retreat, retreat to see, an isolation place was, oh, sorry, this, that, sorry, isn't, I say, living in a cave, this, so sorry, this, so poor, so poor, this, completely different look to that, you see. So even though that person, it's attaining realization every year, really doing the best, benefiting most distant being, but if somebody can, oh, this person nothing, it's so sorry, and I don't know, anyway, so how people think, so regret, or things like that, or somebody learning Buddhism become Buddhist, oh, terrible, in the wrong path, totally wrong path. Say, as a Raja met one Christian person somewhere in Sydney. So they had discussion. So this Raja explained. Then this Christian person told, "Oh, you're following very sincerely in the wrong path." So there, so there's a wrong regretfulness. You see, like wrong patience. You see, there's a wrong tolerance. There's a virtuous patience. There's a non-virtuous. You see, which is not actual patience. You see, so similar. Wrong, per se, perseverances. It was a virtue, then the right perseverance. You see. But it was a negative karma, perseverances, there's some action which is cause of samsara, cause of all real need karma thing, being so much hardship for that. Like to achieve reputation, but it's like power, reputation, and happiness, like then putting so much effort in that, sacrifice life, cause life danger. All these people in the world bring so sick. So that is a wrong tolerance. Actual tolerance is the virtue, has to be virtue. As a perseverance on the virtue, see. That's the definition of perseverance is there, see, has to be virtue. Positive reaction, you see. So it's need karma, that's not actual, not real, that doesn't have that definition. Perseverance, strong presence, wrong patience. So yeah, wrong regretfulness, you see. So, which is non-virtue, that only harms to you and harms to others, so that. So this, the last thing said, therefore I'm going to the prostration by reciting, by practicing the confession downfall. Okay, for the benefit of the for the happiness of numberless helpings, for the happiness of numberless animals, sura, asura, human being, for you, at the end, you bring back truth. At the end, you must bring back truth, happiness to others. Otherwise, too much, you think too much mind, wants to negative karma, and the suffering, the result of that. Then it's then that since we don't have realization bodhicitta, relates to compassion, then there's, like, doing the prostration for yourself, for your own happiness. So there's danger of that. So then at the end, what you do is, again, you come back to think of happiness for others. So then every single prostration, with that mind attitude, then every single prostration prayer you recite is for all others, numbers and numbers. Also that. Joyous amazing, boy, purifying the place. So here, we do the blessing the offerings here, and the blessing the offerings. There within all the FPMT center gomba, all the extensive offerings. We bless it all together. And then the extensive offerings that which in the Washington Retreat House. All the flowers outside, inside, and all the so many hundreds of water offerings, and as well as fruit, tea offerings, all those. Then of the Aptos house, so many hundreds of water offerings, lights outside, inside, and the flowers just outside, inside. food offerings, and then tea offerings, all that. So then, so that in the rest of all the offerings, in the rest of the center, meditation center, in the organization, so we place all together, and then, place here. Then later during the practice, that time we do actually meditation of. Actually, when we recite the mantra, the clouds of offering, see, the mantra, the offering increase, like a limitless sky, or the they fill the whole sky, appears the Buddha. Even we actually performed just one water offering, one flower. However, with power of this mantra, due to power of this mantra, the clouds of the clouds of offering means like this whole sky filled with the cloud like that. So each Buddha received, there are numberless Buddhas, each Buddha receives, actualizes the skies of offerings by the power of this mantra. And there's so many benefits of reciting this mantra explained by Buddha. So when we decide this, already the numberless Buddhas, they receive skies of offerings. So it's always good to remember that. So actual practice offering, we do that. So later during the days of now. And then if you, at your own house, there's a garden. At your own house, if there's a garden, of flowers in the offering, then you can bless at the same time of, you see. Then only then makes it worthwhile. Having the material possession like that, only then, you see, we make it meaningful, which is meaningless, essence, but we make it meaningful. We achieve enlightenment, from these things, this, poverty, from these possessions, we achieve enlightenment by using this way. Then to collect the merit and benefit for sentient beings. So that. Om Namo Bhagavate Sarabhamata Medu Bhagavate Arahata Pumyasam Bhagavata Ram Veda Vedana 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 Deva Vedana 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 and the book on Nadia for an the bed in the river of a but never did nothing but a dead bundle of the veterinary the bear and the man lover not on the cover me or a you net the ghost. And then I never rather the power them at the number of our phone, how I the phone of them. There about the mad over the man, the over my over the rubber, and another and the ever Paragonard and provision on the head when it's Generals and dead and about us and the Sanjos and Papan say, Chinjela, the Sunny and Robo and a touch and Bola tree and about the Jason Jimmy to get it is in you to do what you. So with this density and the words of the truth. The second prayer, by expressing that, it is this is power that if you visualize as limitless skies for offering to each Buddha, you see, receiving, then then they actually, how vast they have realized the offering, then they actually receive that much offering to each Buddha. So the second one is a little bit different. It has that effect, that power. So the conclusion is that more merit we collect means easier to achieve realization, easier to achieve happiness, success, easier to achieve enlightenment. So that's the whole. That's the whole purpose. Then easier, quicker to be able to enlighten all sentient beings, cause happiness to others. You see, more quick and more successful. So that is the whole objective. Why we we're so much concern or why so much desire for collecting merit. It has limitless scars of their purpose. Limitless scars, not that. The implication. So there's a mantra Om Namah Mutshire Namah Shire Soha, which multiplies procession 1,000 times, and said that if it's done every day like this, then that has benefit to realize to have direct perception of emptiness in this life, or then to not receive harms or obstacles. There's this mantra and Buddha's name, if you recite 7 times, then we get a procession or circumambulation. And then it increases millions of times. So here, not just 1,000, but each prostration or each circumambulation we do, it increases millions of times. So that so or can be can be done both. So can be done also like that, or whichever language you want to recite. So if you're here, so how say so normally whichever language you recite, then you can recite the Tattva Buddha's name. So like that. So if you don't have if you don't know by heart, so I think that so I guess that so somebody recite, I guess probably more common languages, maybe English. So so somebody recite, then you just listen to that and imitate. You see, so you can this way you can do prostration and also imitate the name what the other person recite. So this way you get the benefit. Many, so many eons of different karmas get purified. Yeah. You need karmas, so many of those different need karmas collected from many thousands of eons get purified. So you get that benefit. But if you don't recite just your prostration, then somebody else will recite, and then it's like somebody's eating food and you don't eat food. Then that other person eating food doesn't fill up your stomach. You see, so so like that. Say that other person is drinking coffee, cappuccino, and then you don't get cappuccino. See, if you don't actually ask for it, I mean, if you don't put effort to receive to get coffee, so other person drinking the coffee, you see that just because just by that you you don't get experience of body. So similar, you don't get that benefit. So say that person who recites, he or she get the benefit. Purify many thousands of eons, purified in many thousands of eons in the karma. So that, other so somebody maybe the common language, maybe English or whatever. So then it's to follow, just imitate. Then you get all the benefit. You see, those different karmas, quite different for many thousands of eons, get purified.
Okay. Let's English or Tibetan. That's all.
So, well, you prefer Tibetan or English? Let's say somebody can recite, who hasn't memorized. So see, we can image it now.
I, throughout all times, take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. I, throughout all times, take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. I, throughout all times, take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. To the founder, Bhagavan Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly completed Buddha, glorious conqueror Shakyamuni Buddha, I prostrate. To Tathagata thoroughly destroying with Vajra essence, I prostrate. To Tathagata radiant jewel, I prostrate. To Tathagata king, lord of the Nagas, I prostrate. To Tathagata army of heroes, I prostrate. To Tathagata delighted hero, I prostrate. To Tathagata jewel fire, I prostrate. To Tathagata jewel moonlight, I prostrate. To Tathagata meaningful to see, I prostrate. To Tathagata jewel moon, I prostrate. To Tathagata stainless one, I prostrate. To Tathagata bestowed with courage, I prostrate. To Tathagata pure one, I prostrate. To Tathagata bestowed with purity, I prostrate. To Tathagata water god, I prostrate. To Tathagata deity of the water god, I prostrate. To Tathagata glorious goodness, I prostrate. To Tathagata glorious sandalwood, I prostrate. To Tathagata infinite splendor, I prostrate. To Tathagata glorious light, I prostrate. To Tathagata glorious glory, I prostrate. To Tathagata son of non-craving, I prostrate. To Tathagata glorious flower, I prostrate. To Tathagata pure light rays clearly knowing by play, I prostrate. To Tathagata lotus light rays clearly knowing by play, I prostrate. To Tathagata glorious wealth, I prostrate. To Tathagata glorious mindfulness, I prostrate. To Tathagata glorious name, widely renowned, I prostrate. To Tathagata king holding the victory banner of foremost power, I prostrate. To Tathagata glorious one totally subduing, I prostrate. To Tathagata utterly victorious in battle, I prostrate. To Tathagata glorious transcendence through subduing, I prostrate. To Tathagata glorious manifestations illuminating all, I prostrate. To Tathagata all subduing jewel lotus, I prostrate. To Tathagata Arhat, perfectly completed Buddha, king of the Lord of mountains, firmly seated on jewel and lotus, I prostrate. To Tathagata Arhat, perfectly completed Buddha, king of the Lord of mountains, firmly seated on jewel and lotus, I prostrate. To Tathagata Arhat, perfectly completed Buddha, king of the Lord of mountains, firmly seated on jewel and lotus, I prostrate. Medicine Buddhas? Yes. Medicine Buddha. To Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly completed Buddha, renowned glorious king of excellent science, I prostrate. To Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly completed Buddha, king of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, I prostrate. To Bhagavan Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly completed Buddha, stainless excellent gold, illuminating jewel who accomplishes all conduct, I prostrate. To Bhagavan Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly completed Buddha, glorious supreme one, free from sorrow, I prostrate. To Bhagavan Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly completed Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, I prostrate. To Bhagavan Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly completed Buddha, clearly knowing by the play of supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, I prostrate. To Bhagavan Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly completed Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis lazuli light, I prostrate. Confessions? All those, you 35 Buddhas and others, as many as Tathagatas, Arhats, perfectly completed Buddhas, as they are existing, sustaining, and residing in the world systems of the 10 directions, all you Buddha Bhagavans, please pay attention to me. In this life and in all states of rebirth in which I have circled in samsara throughout beginningless lives, whatever negative actions I have created, made others create or rejoiced in the creation of, whatever possessions of stupas, possessions of the Sangha, or possessions of the Sangha of the 10 directions I have appropriated, made others appropriate or rejoiced in the appropriation of, whichever among the 5 actions of immediate retribution I have done, caused to be done or rejoiced in the doing of, whichever paths of the 10 non-virtuous actions I have engaged in, caused others to engage in or rejoiced in the engaging in. Whatever I have created, being obscured by these karmas, causes me and sentient beings to be born in the hell realms, in the animal realm, in the preta realm, in irreligious countries, as barbarians, or as long-life gods, with imperfect faculties, holding wrong views or not being pleased with Buddha's descent. In the presence of the Buddha Bhagavans, who are transcendental wisdom, who are eyes, who are witnesses, who are valid, and who see with omniscient consciousness, I am admitting and confessing all these negativities. I will not conceal them nor hide them, and from now on and in the future I will abstain and refrain from committing them again. All Buddha Bhagavans, please pay attention to me. In this life and in all other states of rebirth in which I have circled in samsara throughout beginningless lives, whatever roots of virtue I have created by generosity, even as little as giving one mouthful of food to a being born in the animal realm, whatever roots of virtue I have created by guarding morality, whatever roots of virtue I have created by following pure conduct, whatever roots of virtue I have created by fully ripening sentient beings, whatever roots of virtue I have created by generating bodhicitta, and whatever roots of virtue I have created by my unsurpassed transcendental wisdom, all these assembled and gathered, combined together, I fully dedicate to the unsurpassed, the unexcelled, that higher than the high, that superior to the superior. Thus I completely dedicate to the highest, perfectly complete enlightenment. Just as the previous Buddha Bhagavans have fully dedicated, just as the future Buddha Bhagavans will fully dedicate, and just as the presently abiding Buddha Bhagavans are fully dedicating, like that I too dedicate fully. I confess all negativities individually, I rejoice in all the merits, I urge and implore all Buddhas to grant my request. May I receive the highest, most sublime transcendental wisdom. To the conquerors, the best of humans, those who are living in the present time, those who have lived in the past, and those who will likewise come, to all those who have qualities as vast as an infinite ocean, with hands folded, I approach for refuge.
So here, the second one, practicing the general confession. two ways of purifying the karma here. Yeah. So the first one, as we go through each negative karma, first things generating gesim, the thought of regretfulness. So we purify the karma. Second one, as we go through each karma, we look at it empty. So we use the understanding or emptiness from studying the philosophical teachings, those mathematical teachings. So we bring to here in the daily life practice, even the times when you do purification, which is very important, because it then makes it the purification like atomic bomb, so powerful. If you're able to remember the emptiness, especially during the practice of purification. So look at each negative karma as we go through it. Look after regretting, then look at it empty. That's so empty of not that it doesn't exist, but looking at it empty, looking at it as not believing that they don't exist. But looking at it empty, which is empty, looking at each negative karma empty as the empty of which doesn't exist. Empty of the negative karma, which is which exists merely input by mind, but appear to when you think of it, negative karma which appear to you at that time, not merely labeled by mind. The prasangikas, you see, the object to be reputed, the gakta, the extremely subtle one, appearing when you go through each negative karma, appearing to you, not merely labeled by mind. The opposite, you see, in the the false is which doesn't exist at all, which is not there at all. So that one, see, so present has view emptiness. So we use here like atomic bomb to each negative karma, to purify, to destroy. Okay. So that makes unbelievable powerful one. So that also collect marriage, unconceivable marriage each time when you think emptiness. So as it is mentioned in the sutra, Chambasengetai Shuto, I think might be that one. So it is said that they listen the teachings on emptiness. For listening to teachings on emptiness, how much merit you collect is much more than 10 eons. You practice charity and morality, patience, perseverance, and concentration for 10 eons. So of course, itself is so much merit, practicing morality for 10 eons. Can't imagine that. So we difficult to practice even for one day, So 10 years, can you imagine? So anyway, so that and the listening teachings of emptiness, quite far more greater merit. So now here listening teachings on emptiness for 10 years and explaining teachings on emptiness to others. So explaining teachings on emptiness to others quite a far more greater merit than listening teachings on emptiness for 10 years. Then now 1 second meditating on emptiness. 1 second you bring your mind to the point emptiness. This collects far more greater merit than 10 eons explaining teachings on emptiness. So now here you can see, even in the case of merit, just 1 second mental anguish, unimaginable merit, it's mind-blowing. So it's a really mind-blowing merit. Anyway, so too much mind-blowing merit. Anyway, so this in case of even merits. Yeah, so this was very important to make it really, the practice of purification really powerful. You see, time that we spent, make it really most powerful. I say best practice. So that. Oh, say, ooh, it's me. Ooh, it's me. Or say, wow, it's me. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which way. Ooh, it's me. Oh, I think it's a different feeling. Ooh, it's me. Or wow, it's me. It has different expression. Doesn't matter, forget. Great Guru Vajradhara, all other Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who abide in the 10 directions, and all the venerable Sangha, please pay attention to me. I, who am named Sopa, circling in a cycle. I don't know everybody said to the Sopa, not saying that your name. Circling in cyclic existence since beginningless time until the present, overpowered by mental afflictions such as attachment, aversion, and ignorance, by means of body, speech, and mind, have created the 10 non-virtuous actions. The regret, collected from beginningless rebirth, the regret. Now look at the empty. All those 10 non-virtuous collected from beginningless up to now, look at the empty. I have engaged in the 5 uninterrupted related karma. Collected from beginningless rebirth up now. With awareness will result unimaginable sovereignty. Yeah. So you have to be aware of the result. Then that's how you can generate regretfulness. Now look at it empty. All those 5 uninterrupted karma collected from beginningless rebirth up to now, look at it empty. Then 5 nearing uninterrupted karmas collected from beginningless rebirth up now. Look at it empty. Look at all those are empty. I have transgressed the vows of individual liberation from beginningless rebirth up to now. Those are the vices. with the awareness of the suffering results, unimaginable. Now look at all those vices, negative karma, are empty. Transgress the vows from the Buddha's vows, collected from beginning to birth up now, with awareness, all the unlimited suffering to regret. Now look at empty to all those vices, all those karma. Transgress the Buddha's vows from beginning to birth up now. Transgress some of the sexual mantra. Done from beginning, that's reported now. With awareness, this unimaginable, even much heavier. Look at that, regretfulness. But look at it. Look at all those the vice or negative karma. Transgression, vow from beginning to birth, and after now, all empty. I've been dissatisfied. Say, negative karma disrespected to some parents from beginning to birth. Okay. Look at it. Look at all those negative karmas are empty. Having disrespected to one's parents. Disrespected to one's own the abbot. Give vows and that and gives the refuge to parsimonious vows also. And there's abbot the monasteries for that. Then from beginning to rebirth after now. General regret. Now look at all those negative karma are empty. Disrespected. Oh, I left out. I left out one between. Missed, as a jumped, missed out. The virtual master who granted initiation is taught on Pharisee. So done from beginning as a birth. Negative karma is collected with this. The virtual master from beginning as a birth up to now. And then with that, which is heaviest, with the gurus, then the heaviest the karma. the heaviest suffering, the obstacles, long run, incredible length of time. So regret, now look at all those snake karma, all these heavy snake karma, created up to now. Look at them completely empty. There's no such thing. Means that heavy snake karma, appearing a real one, in the sense, not merely labeled by mind. So, looking at all this karma, totally empty, completely empty. But this way of appearing, totally, this way of appearing or believed is totally empty, total non-existence. It might help if it is difficult to maintain an emptiness, then it might help that what is said in the teachings. When you're not examining, it looks like that. But when you examine, you don't find. When you're not examining, when you're not examining, looks like it's there. But when you examine, it is not there. When you look for, it's not there. So that explanation might help to see empty. In case difficult with idea emptiness, then you bring that paradigmatic subject, that one you bring here, so that might help you to get some idea of emptiness. Put that, you see, yeah. See, especially putting that, on this wrong view, as a false object. but even the other one, you see, merely labeled one, even the conventional truth. So in relation to that, on the base, it's kind of, it's not mental on emptiness, but it's helpful. It's not actually mental on emptiness, but it's because it's not mental on emptiness, because it is not against the wisdom, It's not against the wisdom, absolute wisdom. Not exactly opposite to how the wisdom there. See the object. But it would help to soften. You see the might help some ways. The fixed, belief, true existent, or the appearance and then believe to something to loosen that might help. So anyway, we're not going to stand forever, all day long. We might fall down after some time. Like those refugees didn't get food for many days, can't get up. So I don't want to happen that here. Okay, so I'm lost, you see. Disrespected. Disrespected to my so disrespected the spiritual Dharma friends who are engaging in the conduct that which harmonizes the perfectness, the enlightenment. That gets super explained. Not this context, but some other context. I think he prays to the generation composed by Galama Pama. For here means perfectness. Perfectness. So the Tsangpa said perfectness, the enlightenment. Sees all the mysteries of mind, complete all the realizations, perfectness. So the spiritual friend who are engaging in the moral conduct, you see that moral conduct harmonizes. It does not be an obstacle to perfectness, enlightenment. It harmonizes to that. So to so I think this also includes the Vajra, the same disciple received tongue to teach initiation from same guru. The Vajra, what the also, Ken.
Relative. He said relative.
So, what just I forgot the Tibetan. I forgot the Tibetan word. Dojipun. That's a Dojipun. Dojipun. So, what is that? Yeah, Dojipun Ken. So, Vajra Ken or Vajra Ken or Vajra relativity. So, I think this would include also that. Not only living the path demonstration, but I think also that because here contains purifying the, because Tantra root vow as a Lamanyam Lapsi Punatyanju, third one is this third one is criticized the Jipun Vajra relative or Vajra king. You see, so that that comes in third number. But the muscle, so because it's very heavy, because it's heavy, so that's why it comes in third number. I say that when we go through root 4, so it should include something here. Those need karmas. I have a committed, so I answered. So done, collected from beginning, this is birth up to now. Strong regret. Now look at all those empty. I have committed actions harmful. I have committed harmful actions to the 3 jewels. Dhamma Sangha. From beginning to birth up now. Regretfulness. I look at all those karmas empty. Collected from beginning to birth up now. Avoided the holy dharma. So one do unbelievable heavy karma. So collected from beginning to birth up to now. While it is Buddha's teaching, then from the heart, giving up. Thinking that this is no use for me. Things like that. Giving up from the heart. Not just disrespect, but giving up from the heart. That's what it is, avoiding holy dharma. This doesn't benefit to me, or this is no use for me. While it is Buddha's teaching. So, if we chat, we may find many in even this life. While we're studying on the Buddhism. The different types. Like as especially when you study the you don't understand the philosophy of teaching, you don't understand, so difficult to understand, then avoiding dharma comes very easily. Or you see abhidharma kosha. When you're studying, you see that about the world, those things in a different explanation. Then you see saying thinking no, while it's Buddha teaching, thinking there's no use. You see, it's wrong, or thinking there's no use. So giving up from the heart. So this can happen many times. First, heavier negative karma. So if you destroy one's statue or stupa, that is consecrated, especially such an unbelievable heavenly karma. So having abandoned holy dharma creates heavier karma than having destroyed not only stupa, but all the holy objects, statues, stupa, sculpture, all the holy objects in this world. So having destroyed completely. So more heavy than that. And giving up holy dharma, the Buddha's teaching. So collected from beginning of birth up to now. feel so strong regret. Now look at all those neat karma collected from beginning to up and now, all are totally empty. Criticize the Sangha. Sangha. This may not necessarily only Sangha who has direct realization of emptiness. Men not necessarily only that. Of course, heavier karma, but even just general. You see, fully ordained Sangha, you see, nano monk, fully ordained. So, could the meaning of Arya term is it exalted, then from the Gisuls, or the exalted from the, lower levels, the vows exalted, then the levels, things like that, you see. Then from the, from non-Buddhist, those are the exalted. So this I am simply say exalted higher. So could have, because it's a object Sangha is so powerful, and so in any disrespect, they're very heavily karma from that. Done numerous times from beginning to birth up to now. So there is strong regret. Look at all those neat karma created with the Sangha, totally empty. Harmed sentient beings, and so on. I regret all the rest of the harms to sentient beings. Then from beginning to birth up now, regret. Unimaginable number that has been done. Now look at all those neat karmas are empty. Collected the harm to noble sentient beings from beginning to birth up to now in various ways. These and many others non-virtuous negative actions I have done have caused others to go to empty, regret empty. Have rejoiced when others don't regret empty, and so forth. In the presence of the great Guru Vajradhara, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who abide in the 10 traditions and Venerable Sangha, I emit these entire collections of false and sanctous transgressions that are obstacles to my own higher rebirth and liberation, a cause of cyclic existence, and a miserable lower rebirth. I will not counsel them, and I accept them as a negative. I promise to withdraw a friend from doing these actions again in the future. By confessing and acknowledging them, I will attain and abide in their happiness, while by not confessing and acknowledging them, true happiness will not come. Further end. Any practice purification we do, but or whatever, at the end, it is advised to, say, here, of course, we meditate on this, but how it's at the end, in emptiness, so this meditation advice, in emptiness, there is no creator, me, there is no action creating, there is no creation, need karma. So like that. So while everything is empty, then to get the minutes, which means that you put your mind put the label. These are the 3 times it is corrected by me, by others. So without when everything is empty, so with this continued awareness, everything empty, then you label. These are the 3 times it is corrected by me, corrected by others. Whether I, it is, the certified Buddha's enlightenment. It's and lead all the sentient beings to certified Buddha's enlightenment by myself alone. 창조 승조는 보자마 되어는 되지 되어냐 매번 공내 공도 배워 여와 대인도 달아마 포함도인 거와 되자 말로와 되게 사방고 하면서 So one session is gone by standing. One meditation course. Okay, so maybe a break, PP for liberation. Okay, now. Liberation.